Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and in this one we're doing a speed test comparison with the last year's iPhone 15 Pro Max and with the latest and greatest iPhone 16 Pro Max. So I got both of them in black titanium color. Both of them look identical, so if they're lying like this on a table, so you won't be able to tell a difference until you specifically compare the size of both. So as you can see, the 16 is a little bit taller, a little bit bigger because of that bigger screen this year. And again, we also got that camera control button on this one. Say 1, 2, and 3. So we'll give them their time and see which one loads first. And I'm expecting the 16 Pro Max to win, of course, because that's... Oh my God. Okay, so I wasn't expecting that. So the 15 Pro Max turned on quicker. So let me double check if this is the 15 Pro Max. Yes, this is, as we do not have the camera control button on this side. So this is the 15 Pro Max, and it turned on quicker. So as you can see, both of them are at 100%. We'll crank up the brightness of both and crank down the volume of both, and put this one to silent mode as well. We'll go from top to bottom, and as we go from top to bottom, the intensity will be increasing. So the regular applications, some social media, we got some high, very, very heavy games to test. And then we got the creative tools. So we got camera, we got Apple's manual camera, Final Cut camera that's called. We got LumaFusion. So that's the software of choice when I edit videos on my iPhone. And we got iMovie, so I've created projects in LumaFusion and iMovie in both of these devices with the same settings and everything, so we'll do an export test as well. And 1, 2, and 3. Okay, both of them opened exactly at the same time. I wasn't able to see a difference. And we'll go for the App Store now. Apple Store, sorry. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, it was a little bit quicker on the 16 Pro Max. So left hand side is 16. Once again, right hand side is 15 Pro Max. And let's quickly open the calculator. So that's not a very heavy app. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, both of them opened around the same time, not much of a difference in there. We will now open News application, and we will see which one opens faster. So 1, 2, and 3. So 16 Pro Max was obviously a little quicker, so there's not much noticeable difference. Quickly move to the social media section. We will go to Snapchat. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 16 was substantially quicker, and this opened the front camera. And let's quickly go for the Instagram now. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so not a huge difference again, just a teeny tiny difference between the both. So 16 Pro Max was a little quicker. And let's go for Netflix. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this time I noticed a little big difference. And so ChatGPT 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that was exactly the same on both of them. I wasn't able to see a difference. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so far head to head. Game mode on. So both of them are, let's see which one will load it quicker. Okay. And I do have high hopes because the GPU in the 16 Pro Max is supposed to be better. But the game is still loading because this is a huge game. That's why it's taking so much time to load. Come on. Okay, so I wasn't able to see much of a difference. This was exactly the same for both of them, so no difference at all, and I am surprised, everybody. So because I was expecting the games to load faster on the new device. But let's go for Call of Duty, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, this time this one is a little bit quicker. iPhone 16 Pro Max is in the lead for this one. Okay, so iPhone 6. Attention, you have less than 4 megabytes of storage space. This may cause the game to encounter issues. Please clear some space on your device. Not sure what is wrong. The game keeps on crashing. So go to iPhone storage. As you can see, I have almost 150 gigabytes remaining on my iPhone 15 Pro Max. So the game is crashing, so it's a win-win situation for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I'm not sure why. The game is up to date. I checked everything, and this is not launching at all on that device. So let's move forward, and Call of Duty was a letdown by 15 Pro Max, and iPhone 16 Pro Max is pulling a huge lead right now. So let's go to Farming Simulator 23. This is a terribly optimized game. And let's open it up. Okay, so I wasn't able to see a huge difference, and but we will quickly, like, this is just the game's UI, but we will click continue on both of them at the same time, and we'll see how it loads in a saved game. 1, 2, and 3. Give it 5, 6, 15%, 20%. So both of them pretty accurate and pretty same so far. Oh, the 16 Pro Max obviously opened the game quicker. And we'll go for Genshin Impact on this one real quick. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I feel like 15 Pro Max is quicker. Was a little quicker at the front, but we'll see the actual loading, how it goes. Okay, so iPhone 16 Pro Max was quicker on this one, and we will say tap to start. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 16 Pro Max is pulling a huge lead in this game. This is a really heavy game. But we'll go for GTA San Andreas real quick, and that's the definitive edition. So 1, 2, and 3. But those of these games I installed using Netflix. I don't want to pay for the full trilogy on iOS. That's about $70. So 1, 2, oh, what? Okay, so the game crashed on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And let's go for GTA Vice City 1, 2, and 3. And we'll see which one loads quicker in this range right here. So keep on tapping the screen, because there are a couple of loading screen which needs to be skipped. Tapping at the same time. Okay, so welcome to Netflix games. So both of them loaded at the same time. So this one is logged in, this one is not. But still, the game's loading process was exactly the same, but I'm not sure why the GTA San Andreas crashed at that particular point. And let's move to PUBG, and in that one I am making sure I'm using 2 separate accounts. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this time 15 Pro Max was a little quicker. Oh, now 16 Pro Max is pulling the lead. So like when I tapped 15 Pro Max opened the loading screen quicker, but the loading screen 16 Pro Max went it much faster. Oh, it's in the game already. So the 15 Pro Max is about 2-3 seconds slower than the 16 Pro Max in PUBG Mobile. We will move to War Thunder Mobile, quickly launch and do the speed test. 1, 2, and 3. And so far the same. And they go through the login process. I feel like 15 is quicker this time. Okay, 16 Pro Max. So I at the first I feel like 15 Pro Max was pulling a little bit of lead in this one, but after in the loading process, the 16 Pro Max showed its potential. So good, nice to see it. So we have been running the test, and as you can see, I'm not sure what is wrong with the 15 Pro Max. We've been just turning on the games and leaving them in the background, and 16 Pro Max is still at 100%, and the 15 Pro Max is at 95%. Now for the creative application, so let's open the camera and see which one is quicker. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, both of them opened it around the same time, so and let's open Luma Fusion. That's the software of choice for editing videos on iOS devices. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 16 Pro Max was much quicker to load, but for some reason there was a problem with starting the application. Okay, I don't see any difference. I'm not sure why that pop-up came up, but 16 Pro Max was quicker in loading it, and we will do the export test in a bit. And let's load iMovie real quick. 1, 2, 3. Okay, iMovie was quicker on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So let's go to Final Cut Camera, and there. Okay, Final Cut Camera was quicker on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, so that's left. And let's go to speed test. Okay, before we move into this benchmark category, because the exporting test will also be a benchmark category, so let's before we move to that, let's quickly check all the applications that are running in the background, and we'll see if it's keeping them in the background or refreshing them. So this is the RAM test. Okay, so this got refreshed because these are online applications, so they will be refreshed a little bit. And we'll go for App Store. Okay, so Apple Store is completely loaded. It didn't refresh it. And let's quickly go to the calculator and see if it will load it from scratch. No, it didn't, so it's keeping it open. And also just want to put that out there, the latest iPhone 16 Pro Max is still 8 gigabytes of RAM. I was expecting Apple to go to 12 gigabytes this year. 15 Pro Max is also 8 gigabytes. And the last one we will be testing for this is our Chat GPT beloved application. Okay, they're still loaded, so most of these are still loaded, and these games that we tested are pretty big games, and most of them are connected to online services, so that's why I don't expect them to be running at the background, because these ones are connected with Netflix, and PUBG is obviously online. War Thunder is also online multiplayer. Genshin Impact also connected to a server. So I don't expect them to be turned on, but Assassin's Creed Mirage was offline game, so let's try if that one. Okay, that one, it completely loaded from the scratch because that's a full-fledged console game. So RAM management for the normal applications, it's pretty good. iPhone won't be refreshing those as often as the other one. So the heavier applications will definitely get refreshed in the background. So you'll have to load them again. And let's do the benchmark testing. So if we pull up Luma Fusion, and it is still open. So I have loaded exactly the same project in both of these. So 3 minutes and 59-second video, and 4K 30 FPS, and we will do the export. And I will try to. Okay, so we'll go to movie, go to photos. Okay, so right now we will be setting up the settings of like the export settings. So 4K 30 FPS, and we'll go to standard on this one, so 50 megabits per second. That's good. And I will click the export button on them at the same time. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we'll see which one is quicker. And so far, the iPhone 15 Pro Max is so far behind. So look at the GPU of A18 Pro chip is doing its job. So this one has rendered about 1 minute of footage. This one is still at 30 seconds. So it's a huge difference. If you edit videos like me, mostly on your mobile device, I still use a Mac. When I have to do like a little intense editing, I use Final Cut Pro. but mobile or iOS software of choice for video editing is LumaFusion, and this is a huge upgrade for me because I edit almost a lot of videos. So the one that doesn't involve a lot of like graphics and a lot of color correction and stuff. So I just edit it on my phone quickly. I don't use my MacBook that much. But if I need to do it, then I will definitely open it up. But this is a huge improvement. As you can see, this is not even 50% yet. This one is almost at 80, I think past 80%. This one has rendered about 2 minutes. This one has rendered about 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So it's a big upgrade for me, and that video is saved for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and this one is still close to 50%. So we will still wait and see how much time does this one take. And this video is in real time. I'm not fast forwarding anything, so we'll just wait for it to load. And after this one is this export is done, we will do I have the similar project built up in iMovie, and we will do that export as well. So in iMovie as well, so 3 minutes and 59 seconds, same footage, 4K 30 FPS, and we will do the export of that. And look at that, it's still slow. It's the graphics processing unit on this one is crazy fast. So let's go to iMovie and do the export for this right here. And we will click on share button and save or share the video. Okay, so for iMovie, and let's do it real quick. 1, 2, 3, and we'll see which one goes through it quicker. And I expect this iMovie application to be a little quicker than the LumaFusion because this one is from Apple and should be optimized. But as I'm seeing the results, LumaFusion was more optimized according to the results. So this one should be, because this is from Apple. This is a first-party application, not a third-party application. And there are results that are surprising. So exactly the same project, exactly the same clip, 3 minutes and 59 seconds, 4K 30 FPS, and iPhone 15 Pro Max is pulling the lead here, and not huge difference, but there is a tiny difference. So a difference is a difference, right? This one is a last year's phone, this one is a current gen phone, so this one should be quicker. But yeah, maybe iMovie is not that optimized just yet. And iPhone 15 Pro Max dropped from 100 to 93% in 30 minutes, and iPhone 16 Pro Max is still at 100%. I'm not. I know that the software. Okay, well, iPhone 15 Pro Max exported the video a lot quicker. As you can see, this one is still doing its thing. So we'll click OK, and this one is done. And 16 Pro Max is a lot behind. So iMovie, I don't recommend anyone use it. So, but still, it's a huge win for the 15 Pro Max because being a last year's phone, it's a huge lead. So LumaFusion win for the 16, and iMovie win for the 15 Pro Max. It's 100. Still, we've been using these phones for about 34 minutes, and it's on 93%. We did 2 exports of 4-minute videos, 4K 30 FPS each, and still 100%. So this one is obviously a battery king. And yeah, let's move to the speed test. And we will not be able to run the speed test at the exact same time on both of them because they are connected to the same Wi-Fi. 1, 2, 3. And we will see how the speed performs on this one. So as you can see, the average result, we'll get it in a moment, and it's 1400, 1500, close to 1500, and we'll wait for the results to finish. And we got the same server on this one connected as well, and we will run the speed test real quick. While it's running, we will review the results in a bit. And Okay, a little bit difference. Just a little, not a huge, just a little bit of difference. So, and we will wait for the upload speed to finish too. Okay, upload speed is almost the same, 160, 159, not a huge difference, but the download speed, as you can see, 1474 and 1516. So download speed is a little quicker. I made sure that both of them use the same server when the speed test was running. So we will quickly go for the Geekbench. And as you can see, Geekbench loaded quickly on the 15 Pro Max because this is last year's phone and much more optimized for the Geekbench 6. But the benchmark we will run, and we'll go for a CPU benchmark and run CPU benchmark at the same time, and we will see. Okay, so the iPhone 16 Pro Max is finished, and the 15 Pro Max is still completing the benchmark for CPU. Look at the score. Score is better. And this one, obviously. So let's quickly go for the GPU benchmark, and we will run the GPU benchmark and see which one is better. So as the 16 Pro Max exported the LumaFusion video project much quicker, like almost twice as quicker as compared to the 15 Pro Max. So I expect the GPU benchmark to be a lot different as well. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see which one pulled the lead in this one. Okay, iPhone 16 Pro Max is also pulling the lead in the GPU benchmarks. It's done already, and this one is not. So 16 Pro Max, we got close to 33,000 GPU metal score, and this one is 28,480. So there is a big difference in that as well. So almost like 4,500 difference in the score. So again, huge improvement in the GPU. And let's quickly move to the Geekbench AI. So for testing the AI features and stuff, quickly run for neural engine and run AI benchmark for neural engine. So that's the particular engine that Apple built for the machine learning processes, and we'll see how that performs in this one. So both of them has 16 core neural engine, I think, and while the 16 Pro Max is around at 65 or close to 70%. And as you can see, the neural engine scores are out of this world for this one. As you can see, for a single precision, we got 4,500, and for half precision, we got 32,000, and for quantized score, we got 44,000. And we'll wait for the 15 Pro Max to finish. Oh my god, look at that difference, everybody. So we got about 700 difference in the single precision. Half precision, we got a difference of around 8,000. And in quantized, we got a difference around close to 9,000. So that's a huge difference. So better neural engine, 3 nanometer process. And the last thing on our list is the 3D mark, and we'll be testing the GPU for this one, and 1, 2, and 3. So we started them at the same time, and we'll see which one will finish quicker and how many frame rates we will get out of this particular stress test. So as I can already see, the loading process bars on both of them, the 16 Pro Max is ahead because of the much faster, newer GPU in this one. And we will wait for the 15 Pro Max to start, and this one is already rendering frames. This one is not, so we'll just wait and let it finish, and we'll jump into the conclusion in a bit. Okay, everyone, so the iPhone 16 Pro Max is done, and I think the 15 Pro Max is gonna take a lot longer to finish. And so the stress test in this one, as we know the results of the Apple iPhone 16 Pro Max, overall score we got 1637, and average frame rendered per second was 12.1. So 12.1 FPS, not so bad, I think. And we will let the 15 Pro Max finish and we will compare the results. And because this one is taking a lot longer, and I'm expecting a huge difference. So we'll see. Okay, so finally the iPhone 15 Pro Max has finished as well. So if we compare the overall score, there is a difference of over 400 in both. So 1637 and 1215. So that's a huge difference. And the average frame rate is 12 and the other one is 9. So that's, if we compare, that's like 90 FPS and 120 FPS in video games. So that's a big difference for me. So GPU performance in the 16 Pro Max is great. It's an absolute beast. And let's see. So I've been recording continuously. We've been doing the stress test continuously for both of these devices for about 1 hour, and as you can see, this one is dimmer now. The iPhone 15 Pro Max screen got dim, even though the brightness is cranked to the top. This one is still pushing high peak brightness. And as you can see, in 1 hour we have drained around 16% of the battery of iPhone 15 Pro Max and only 5% of the battery of 16 Pro Max. Next video will be comparing the 15 Pro Max with the regular iPhone 16, and next to that will be 16 Pro Max comparing to the regular iPhone 16. So stay tuned for those videos. Those are coming soon too. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.